Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. Cobalt Reaver, perfect timing. Thank you for the resub, and good afternoon. Let's see, it's perfectly framed on our little paw print stamp. Let's see if I can raise this up a little bit. Here we go. It's not going to be. I have to center my board. I can't even do that very well. Center the board like that. Nope, we're just not going to be centered today. So today I'm going to be putting some handles on the mugs I made yesterday because I haven't gotten a chance to get to them yet. So we're going to be assembling things. I've got my pieces and parts made up. We have our medallions that are going to go on some of these. And then I've got some handles here that are extruded handles. Purple Daisy, you're a little off-center anyway, right? Aren't we all a little bit? We're all just a little bit wonky. But that's okay. So these handles are extruded. I have a die that I push the clay through so that they're all this shape, and then I cut them to different lengths depending on the type of mug that I'm putting together. So this is around a 6-inch handle that goes on the 10-ounce mugs, the little ones, and then a 7-inch handle I use for the regular mugs. It's a good way to keep everything nice and uniform. I'm going to put this over here. We don't have any cats, so I'll just put my bucket over here. I'm putting some slip on the top here, and then my medallion. It's nice and centered like that. And smooth down the edges, and so we have a customized mug. Snicker, you're drinking your coffee from one of our mugs right now. Nice. But they are a bookstore and cafe in, I believe, northeastern Kentucky. But I could be wrong. I think that's where they're at. So yesterday I made a bunch of these 10-ounce mugs and then also a few tankards. So we'll be putting all of those together. So how do I smooth the rims of the pots? I said your pottery's improving, but your rims are always uneven. Okay, so that clarifies what you're talking about. I didn't know if you just meant like smoothing them out with a sponge. Do you mean like smoothing them out like on the wheel if the rim is a bit wonky? Not just like rough from like grit in the clay. I usually do that on the wheel and just compress the rim. I mean, it depends on how wonky it is. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit wonky. And if it is, I find that a lot of times if it's just a little bit off, nobody's going to know. You can't tell it once you take it off the wheel and quit spinning it around. Usually it's a matter of compressing them on the wheel or trim the rim off a little bit when you're done. If it has like a couple big lumps in it, just trim it off even and then smooth it out on the wheel. That's the easiest way to do it. Also, if for like some of the bottles I have that I was working on today, I was did a little bit more glazing today. So this is a bottle form that I have. These little rims like are notorious for being just a little bit off because once you're collaring something up like that, for me it's like they're hardly ever even when I'm done. So before I get done, I trim it off when it's on the wheel, or if it's just a little bit off, I can before I glaze it, obviously, just sand it a little bit on a level surface to even it out. Sometimes the glaze hides imperfections and sometimes it magnifies them. Yeah, you can't always just rely on a glaze to fix something. So I need to get this one off of here. I was going to give it a bit of a twist. Oh. Well, no wonder it was stuck and wouldn't come off. Now this is still really soft on the bottom. Like most of the mugs I've got here are a little bit drier on the rim so that I can try to pick them up, but they're pretty soft on the bottom still, so. That's better. And we'll smooth that out. Yeah, sanding does work, and I find it depends on how much you're taking away. You just have to be very gentle with it, or so you don't break the pot. Sometimes I find it easier to sand a little bit when it's been bisqued, but if you're just really, really soft with your pressure, it'll be okay. Does the clay that you're using right now, does it have any grit to it? Is it like sandpaper itself? You just bought some speckled clay that you're looking forward to using because you love the raw speckled clay showing through on the unglazed parts, yeah. So the handles that I'm using right now, they've been measured out as the 7-inch handles, so I'm just tearing a little bit off of them for these. If I was doing a whole bunch of the smaller mugs, we would measure out handles to be smaller, but We already had these made up, so I was just going to use them. And the little bit of like white powder you see on here is just cornstarch, because we were using rubber stamps, and we use cornstarch to keep the stamp from sticking to the clay. Now that one got squished a little bit. Let's see if I can pull that apart. If I can't, I will use... Whenever I need a pencil, all I can find is an ink pen, and now I need an ink pen. And I can't find anything. So I'm in search of tools. Ooh, I did find a pencil though. Ah, that's perfect. When in doubt, you can always just pick up a rusty nail from somewhere and use it as a pottery tool. There we go. There we go. Perfect. And then now I just let these dry out until they're ready to go into their first kiln firing. And at that point, we'll smooth them out and get rid of some of the rough edges. Like when you're asking about smoothing, that's what I thought you were talking about, like as far as like smoothing down like the sharp edges or the rough spots or the fingerprint marks or the extra slip marks. And I do that because this is a smooth clay body. All I have to do is just wipe it down with a sponge, and that will smooth it out nicely. If it's a rougher clay, like the raku clay or a stoneware that has some grog in it, then I use the like little blue scrubbies that you use for your dishes. The plastic scrubbies, because they have a little bit of the texture to take away material, but they I wouldn't use steel wool because that would leave some metal behind. And nobody wants to find a piece of steel wool in their clay. There we go. Was that a paw print stamp for the bottom of the handle? Yes. So this is actually like the most important part of the mug. It's the cat stamp of approval. Even though we don't have any cats here, they still approve. Minnie's outside. I know where she is. And Kiba's up front guarding all of our shipping boxes going out. Yes, and I actually started doing the paw print stamp first because our last name is Pauley, and we spell it Pawley, so I thought it might be a good way to help people remember how to say our name. But it works out because we have studio cats, and they really do run the studio. People come in here to visit them, not me. Cross space, hello. Yeah, you love our pragmatism. Just use a nail. Yeah. So you have minimal experience in pottery from like elementary school, yeah, and so you're just in awe. The work is so clean. It's really it is an artisan craft. It is. Well, Cross Space, welcome to the studio. I don't know if you've been here a while. If so, then welcome back. See, I'm going to use my rusty nail again. Because it's like the perfect width for the outline of the graphic I have here, so it makes that little impression. Otherwise, I would be using like the tip of a ballpoint pen. So I usually have a lot of ink pens just around here in the back of the studio. They don't work anymore because I use them as tools. So they're clogged with clay or just all dried up. But yeah, that's sometimes like one of the fun, somewhat romantic aspects of clay is that you don't really need a lot of fancy tools. I mean, you need a kiln to fire things in, and because I do wheel throwing, I need a wheel. But like you don't even need a wheel to make things. You can use a rolling pin and just your hands, you know. And so I have all kinds of just weird scavenge tools in here. Like when my studio was in my garage, like that's the reason I have so many kitchen tools in the studio, is because I would just go inside. I was like, I need something to do this. I bet I've got something I can find in the house to do. And then I would take it back to the studio, and it would stay there forever. It's like, I don't know how many food processors I've ruined. Just those little bitty cheap ones because I wanted to like mix up some different like samples of clay or something. Or slip. Hello from the airport. You've got a 2-hour layover till your final destination. Oh, yeah, you wish it was for a fun reason you're traveling. Said Monday is your grandfather's military service and you're all convening in Texas to remember his legacy. Now, is this because he passed away recently or because it's Memorial Day? Or both? There we go. Make sure that's level. Okay. Okay, he passed in January, but you had to delay the military bit until now. Gotcha. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Blue, hello. Say it was also meeting us at the Sheep and Wool. Yes. You're loving the yarn bowl you got. Yes. It was a good show despite all the rain. So again, thank you for coming out and braving the rain. And it was nice to meet you as well. We got to meet like so many people that had seen the stream before. Keep forgetting to get more mugs. So I'm finally back at it. Making more things. And we've got like, so my husband is going to be leaving. Daniel's going to be leaving on Friday for another show, but it's more of a local show, not as far of a drive. He's just going a few hours away this time. To the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber. You were vending outside as well. Are you the woodworkers? Oh wow, Arm. He would have been 94. Wow. So I think I lost something here. Okay, yes, I remember you. So how was it for you guys? I feel like your stuff is more affected by the weather than mine is, as far as like water. A windy day is what I'm afraid of, but you know, we can handle water. So yeah, you were in the same boat as us. You had to be there no matter what. No, we were happy to be there. Like I said, it's one of the few shows that if it rains, people come out anyway. And we've done the show enough years now that we kind of know what roughly to expect from a dry year versus a rain year. Yeah, you were on gravel too, yeah. I know. I got to walk around once in the fields to see what it was like, and I'm like, even where we are was so much better than that because we were kind of off by ourselves, and so we didn't have the mud pit that they did. Yeah, last year we will probably not have another year like last year for another decade, where it was like sunny and gorgeous like for both days of the show. So the mugs I'm working on right now are my 10-ounce mugs, meaning that's how much they're going to hold when they're done. They're a little bit bigger than that now because the clay will shrink as it goes through the firing process. And this is for one of my wholesale orders. So we got 16 so far. I want 20 of these. I think that's how many little medallions I have. Got an ad break going. I thought I heard a cat. So the glazes were beautiful in person. It was hard to pick which yarn bowl to get. Yes, I know. Sometimes the camera doesn't do them justice. There's Minnie. Hey. Mm-hmm. Minnie, Minnie. Cross base, you said you remember in school that your teacher made a hedgehog while you made an angel, and hers looking just so good while yours had like a button nose. Yeah. So while you were never good at it, you have a healthy amount of respect for it, and sometimes that's like learning you're doing a class or learning how to make something. Even if you don't end up like continuing it, you know how it's done, and so like you said, you have the respect for the process. And trust me, nobody's first project looks good. I have noticed since, whoops, well, that one's kind of dry. I don't know why. See if this end is better. Yeah, that one just got a little bit too much air, I guess, and started to dry out a bit. There we go. Hey, Crispy, you're curious to see me do handles? That's what I'm doing right now. And this is how I'm put the medallions on the pieces. But yeah, what else? I'm not going to do that one. I'll do something else on this one. This one I need to do another medallion. It was, see how the K is kind of doubled? I don't want that. That will, can't really clean that up, so. But I will just put this clay back in my slop bucket and let it dissolve a little bit. I need to go get some more medallions because they're up in the front still. And this is the clay I've been kind of trimming off of my handles because they were a bit too long. I'm going to put that back in the pug mill. But yeah, I'm having to do a lot less education when I'm out at a show selling pots because I think, and a lot of it has to do with the Great Pottery Throwdown. I mean, there's just, and just the internet in general, because you can see so many more people, like videos, you can see quick videos of someone throwing on the wheel, so people kind of know the terminology and they know kind of what goes into it now. Okay. So the handles that I have are extruded handles. So this is a 7-inch handle that I'm going to trim a little bit off because I want it to be closer to 6 inches to go on the 10-ounce mugs. And then I've got some different medallions I'm putting on here. A lot of these are going to be for some of the individual orders I've taken off the website. Whoops. This is a paw print inside of a heart. And then, of course, you've got the paw print on the bottom, the stamp of approval. A rusty nail can be such a good tool. There we go. Hey, Lost Traveling. And Colleen, good afternoon. We're putting together the mugs I did yesterday. These are the 10-ounce mugs. And then I've got a few tankards to do as well. See, this one needs to be cut off again. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you're all having a good week. Oh, that's a cat hair. I thought, like, what is that little, like, crack that's in the medallion? Nope. Not a crack. Cat hair. Keep trying to smooth it out, but why won't it smooth out? Lost Traveling, it has been a good week. Good, good, good. I can say it definitely has not been a bad week. Oh, goodness. You broke off a needle in your leg after taking your meds? Whoa, urgent care and the ER will not tell you what to do over the phone, and Dr. Google is not helping. Dr. Google never helps. Dr. Google just tells you you're going to die. Like, so right now you have a needle in your leg? Like, how, part of me wants to treat it like a splinter, right? Like, how big, how much of the needle? Did not say death or cancer, okay. Just don't go through a metal detector. Oh yeah, one of those little bitty ones. A magnet? Yeah, that's a good idea. And I guess it depends on if you have, like, still, if you have an entrance area. Like, I know for splinters we always use like hydrogen peroxide just to bubble it out. But hydrogen peroxide has never burned for me. Does that burn for some people? Like, Daniel swears that it burns for him, but it has never burned for me. Like, no matter what, it can bubble up whatever you put it on, but it just does not burn. Not like alcohol. Oh, no. Google says it will come out on its own, get infected, or just hurt. Thus why it's not very helpful. So the base is still stuck to it here, so I'm just trying to smooth this out so I can cut it off again. With a splinter, you go at it with fingernail clippers so you can get it and remove it, but you're not trying that, yeah. Yeah, you'd think with a magnet didn't work, peroxide didn't do anything. With those auto pen things, like they've been around so long, you'd think this would have been something that would have happened before, that there would be like articles about it. Where's the Reddit thread talking about this? Well, hello, Minnie. Is it nap time? I think it is. It's biscuit making time. We've got a small prancing pony. This one does not come in pints, but it is still good. Yeah, that's what crossface. That's what we're talking about. Like, how does this happen? Yeah, Colleen. So yeah, they've been around a while. They're tiny, yeah. And they're sterile, so by itself it shouldn't cause an infection. Yep, it's just part of you now. I wonder if something that small would set off a metal detector. Yep. My mother will set off metal detectors now. She got a hip replacement last week. That's part of the reason I wasn't here last week, because I was staying with her for a couple of days. Okay, let's see which ones I need. Whoa, Colleen, you had a piece of glass in your foot for like a month before it worked its way out to the surface? Ouch. I think the most has like been like maybe a week that I've had a splinter that finally worked its way out. Oh, that was. Oh, you were a kid, so you were walking barefoot in a big puddle in the schoolyard. Yeah, and somebody threw a glass Coke bottle in it and it broke. Ooh. So a piece of glass and a mud puddle embedded in your foot. Probably lucky to still have a foot. Whoa, yeah. So the glass went into your foot with a pretty decent cut. They soaked your foot, pulled out the obvious piece of glass, but it must have broken inside your foot. Got a tetanus shot and went home. Took too long to heal, and about 3 or so weeks later, you were cleaning it to rebandage it, and you see something shiny. Wow. That's your body like pushing out the foreign object. Here we go. We've got another green dragon in. I'm going to do a couple of those. Alright, now on to tankards. Storm chasers in Oklahoma are going to have a blast. We got more storms coming. I mean, it is the season. 'Tis the season. But yeah, what, last week the storm chasers were here. They were at Fort Campbell. We have a very positive, uplifting message here to go on a mug. And they've got a 20-ounce mug to match, because, you know, sometimes you just need more than one. Wells Jenny, hello! Just gotta make that a bit more even. There we go. It's hard to do like a square medallion on the on a rounded surface. You just want to make it look even. There we go. And then I'll put a little thumb rest up here too. Some of these are still super soft, so I gotta be careful with them. This one is going to get a crochet so I don't kill people. So, happy tankards. We're going with some happy tankards here. Let me get out my trusty tool, my rusty nail here, and give some more definition to one of the letters here. There we go. You know where I found the rusty nail? It was in my toolbox. I've used it before. That's probably why it's rusty, because it's just been sitting in here covered in clay. Really? Your brain can't comprehend how a little bit of slip will secure that handle. Yeah. And it's all about, like, it's not hanging off too much. Like, if these were super soft, or if I was worried about it falling off right now, I could put them like this, kind of give them some support so that they'll stick a little bit and so they won't, like, fall off, so gravity won't, you know, do its job. But it will. It's because you're attaching two pieces of clay with clay, so you're just bonding them together. And then one more tankard, because at least one of the tankards is just going to be plain, so I'll put a handle on it if it's dry enough. So this one is a Dungeon Master. And the white powder you see on here is actually not clay, it is a cornstarch. Because I've started using that as a release agent with the stamps. Before that, I was using like vegetable oil, and that worked okay, but it sometimes would leave a mark actually on the clay itself. And so we tried a few with the cornstarch, and it doesn't leave a mark, it just burns away. There we go. And then let's use a little bit of the clay that I have here. To make a thumb rest. And when applying the thumb rest, like I'm going to put slip on the bottom part of this, I'm going to attach it to the handle but not the mug itself. I found that if I do this, if I try to attach both parts, I will get a break right here because something's got to give there. They're going to dry at slightly different times, but if I just attach it to the handle, then it's fine. And so the tankards get 2 paw print stamps of approval. See, that's what you get with valuable supervisors like Minnie. I mean, she has just worn out from all the supervising she's done. Colleen, you want one with this one? This one right here? Now the other 2 are too dry, so I'm not gonna move them yet. And then I've got 2 of the little plant pots here. So there's itty bitty bowls. Like, this is by far the most popular of the plant pot phrases, and it just says, please don't die. That one and not dead yet are usually the first 2 that will sell. And we've already had people ask if they could customize these, and you can. I don't think we can do it on the website yet, but I've had somebody email me their custom one because it was over here. It was a bigger one. It says, not cat food. And so I'll have little plates for these, and I'll poke holes in the bottom, but I'm going to wait till it dries a little bit more for that. If I try to poke holes in it right now, I might just, like, rip it apart. Because it's too soft. All food is cat food if left unsupervised. I found out recently that Minnie likes popcorn. Like, I gave her a piece just to be like, here, sniff of it. You don't want this. And she's like, nom, 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 nom. So she does like it. So all food is cat food if left unsupervised. Even you, yes. We had a cat who we said loved the taste of human flesh. Because he loved, his favorite thing to do was to chew on your fingers. Actually, I can just put this in my scrap pile here. Crafty Fiber Fox, hey! Yeah, well, you just saw us last week, yeah. No! You got one of the knitting mugs, but it broke. Which mug did you get? What did it say on it? Or was it one of the knit texture mugs? Let's go over here. Yeah, let me cover all this up again. Actually, I'll just put this in the box with everything else. And my rusty nail. Oh, the knit texture. Okay, so I have a green and a yellow one left. Let me see. I think there was one more color, but KB Fibers, hey, thank you for the raid. I'm checking to see what orange. So green, yellow, and orange. Not the same. Not at the same time. That I have one that's green, I have one that's yellow, and I have one that's orange. Yep, and thank you, Colleen. You can always order them. I think they're on the website. I am not completely sure, but I think they are. So, but you know where to find me. All right, I'm going to get some water here, and I've got time to do a little bit of throwing, so I think I can get like 20 or 30 pieces made. So I'm going to get some water, and then I'm just going to throw some of my regular mugs. Danny, you've been taking an intro to pottery class with your son, and it turns out you can't center clay for crap. Yeah, it is challenging. That is like the first thing you have to learn to be able to do everything else, and it can be frustrating because all the other steps aren't nearly as hard once you get centering down. Can y'all see that? It's where Kiba, like, or Minnie, it could have been either of them, stepped on, like, that. That's their paw print, stepped on the clay in the bag. There we go. And now I will make this one, and I'll have to measure the first one to make sure it's right, and then set my guide. Oh my gosh, she's over here. Can you see her twitching? She was dreaming. She's out. She's chasing those lizards. They could be war criminals, but you'd still adore them, yeah. So this is going to be one of the 20-ounce mugs, which means it'll hold 20 ounces. Now that's a good, I think that's going to be a good mug. I'm going to alter my camera a bit because I had it pointed higher when I had the board over here, and make it a bit more level. There we go. Let's measure this one. It's a little bit too tall, so I'm going to compress that rim a little bit more. Okay. So let me set my guide. Well, there we go. It's like I bent it. I'll have to bend it back. We'll stretch. Ooh, that one made good contact. Hey, see you tomorrow. It's scary. I take an average of about 3 minutes per pot. Yeah, that includes like scraping the tile and cleaning up and stuff. It averages out to be about between 20 and 30 pots in an hour, so not 200. It's not 200. Especially while I'm streaming. I've gotten up to like 35. I don't know if I've got an ad going, but I've gotten up to 35 pieces of just of the 20-ounce mugs in an hour when I'm not streaming. And really, I can fit 115 pieces on my cart that I use to kind of hold things. So which would take me between, about 4 to 5 hours. So that's not any less impressive. What is the furthest I've shipped something? Well, I guess maybe New Zealand. That I think takes the longest. So I've shipped to New Zealand and Australia. And I've shipped to Norway. I've shipped to the UK. You know, Germany and France and a lot of different places. I used to have a map. I still have the map. It's just not currently like on the wall right now with little pins posted of all the to all the different like countries I've shipped to. Yeah, I mean you can because the website. I mean any place that the post office will go, I can ship to. What, so not last year, I think it was the year before, I did a run, a throwing run of, I tried to do 1,000 pieces in 10 days, and I ended up doing it in 9 days. But I was exhausted. Like, that was so much. And getting them all assembled, too. It was crazy. But I can physically do it. It was throwing the 115 pieces every day. And while the movements that I'm doing, they're not like high intensity, so it's not like I'm struggling with each one and getting like working up a sweat or anything, but at the end of throwing that many pieces, of being just constantly in motion, like you are tired. I don't usually realize it until I stop. Yeah, the old record command is like, it is old. I need to do a new one. I need to do one where I'm like, nobody talk to me. Just ignore me. And have somebody like bringing me tiles. Just see how fast I could go. No cats. I don't know if I could really do that. No cats. We'll have to stop the timer if a cat comes up. Wonder Hamster, what's up? I don't know. When you start it like that, it's usually bad news and bad news. Well, what's going on? Oh, there we go, Colleen. That's not too bad, yeah. Okay, you got the bird feed mess out of the garage and filled the feeder. Good, good, good. Oh, now we're just guessing. What did you find in the feed? It hadn't been there that long. But I left the garage door open just long enough for something to find it. More likely found a raccoon just buried in it. A furry white what dove through your legs when you came back to the garage? No! Oh, did Fuzzy get out? Are you saying one of our cats? Furry white missile drove through your legs when you came back to the garage. But now the garage door is out of alignment and not closing. Okay. You have had an exciting afternoon. No, it was missile. It was just mistyped as missile because one of our cats, our white cat, has been really trying to get out and we've been keeping her inside. And so a furry white missile. She ran and ran, oh. I'm very glad it was not a skunk. Very, very glad. Yeah, something furry and white down the middle is a skunk, yep. See, I was using context clues that you did not have, Colleen. Oh, you've been trying to ensure Bentley doesn't find one this summer. Yes, that would be horrible. Has he found one in the past? Oh, no. That's her chin. There she is. There she is. That's her chin. Minnie's melting, yes. It takes a lot of hard work to run a pottery studio. She's worn out. Oh, your neighbor was trying to trap a woodchuck that was under his shed and put out and put a trap next to the fence and caught a skunk. Oh, at least it was just a little bit. No, the white missile, it can't have babies. No, we took care of that a long time ago. She probably just wants to go hunting. There are states where you can have a skunk as a pet. They can get they can have their stinker descented. Yeah, I mean, they're just like cats, aren't they? There's an albino skunk. Whoa. Okay. Aren't there some that allow cougars too? They used to. There might still be. Because a teacher of mine in high school had a cougar, but that was in Tennessee, and they're outlawed now, but his was like grandfathered in. Like, they didn't make you get rid of it if you had one, but he had a cougar as a pet. But we have several, like most of our cats were stray cats that we just took in, and that's the first thing we do is get them checked out, get them fixed. Minnie's the only one that's brought others with her. We took her in, they said that we'd have to wait a few weeks to get her fixed. Yeah, you would have to register the large animals, yes. Colleen, didn't you share a picture of a relative of yours that had a large cat? Or am I imagining that? So much to scratch. Oh yes, yes. Look at our Instagram from 2018. Like it's just all cats and kittens. That's all it is. Because Minnie showed up in February and had the kittens in March. That's one thing I wish you could do. Maybe you can do it on Instagram. I wish you could like file things by year. I wish you could search for stuff like that instead of just having to like scroll back so far. One of my favorite pictures is like, so we had the kittens we had them in a closet under the stairs. So, we were going to try to give them all Harry Potter names because Kiba couldn't get in there, but Minnie could still get out. And the kittens couldn't get out, and so we had a camera on there because, of course, we had a cat cam. And like we had the cat cam up on a monitor like in our office, and Minnie came in and looked at it, and she started like tapping at it like, wait, no, there, why are they up there? Cross space? I don't know how big they are. Oh, Minnie, honey. Aw. I was like, do I need to block everything? I can. There you go. Tiny Kittens has a kitchen cabinet as a nest for the moms, and Kittens with a camera set up, yeah. As well as a hole for the moms to come and go, yep. The cabinet of solitude. Yep, she's fine. And like the noises or shaking the table that I'm doing with while throwing doesn't bother her at all, because she knows it's just another kind of sound of the studio. But if there was to be like a car door slam outside, she would jump up and freak out. And the whole reason I have, cat beds over here is not just for the stream, but because the cats like sitting next to me with whatever I'm doing. So they're going to try to get up here anyway. So I'm a well-trained human, so I just gave them made a spot for them. Right, they have to be close by so they contribute to the 2% cat fluff that is guaranteed in every piece. Yes. Don't forget to hydrate. Good reminder. So I can get this off without getting any clay on the rim. Just the right amount, yes. It's what makes the clay stick together. It's the secret ingredient. Kitten, I can see you. Wait, whoops. I need to refresh my camera, don't I? Let me move these out of the way and then I'll be back. Won't let me choose it. It's not letting me open up any of my folders here. And I think I just moved something by accident. There we go. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. Won't let me open up anything. But it's still working. Yeah, alright, I'm just gonna go without a face cam then. It's like nothing's being held down. Let me try that now. Alright, there we go. No, I think it's on my end. Let's see where the face cam goes to. Hey, there we are. Oh, she is sleepy. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I fixed it. Had to unplug it and plug it back in. Now I gotta find my guide again. There we go. Daniel Danny Boy, thank you for the follow. Well, hey, Kiba. There you go. You can come up here. There he is. Mm-hmm. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Don't you bite me. He's like, I would never. Here you go. Well, I've made 20 now. I said I was going to make 20 or 30. It's only 5 o'clock. When did I start this? I thought I started around 4:30 or something. Did I really do 20 mugs in a half hour? I don't think I did. Maybe it was a little bit earlier than that. And where's my towel? Don't want to get His Royal Highness wet. Junkyard, hey! I think I saw that, yeah. And I think I just assumed that, like, you and Daniel had talked online or something. Yeah, so we've put in our application for TwitchCon. I mean, you could also put in an application. I forget how long they're open. So anybody that's been thinking about like an Artist Alley booth at TwitchCon, you can put in the application. And so I may be arrogant of me, but I'm assuming I'm gonna get in. But they'll tell everybody like who's been accepted at some point. Does Kiba do the whole lick, 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 bite? Yes. You know he's really happy when he gets like chompy and nibbly, or if you stop suddenly, he'll like chomp at you and try to drag you back. Yeah, coasters and bottle openers. Yeah, a lot of the smaller stuff that people can just like grab and go and put in their pocket. That stuff probably will do a lot better than my clunky stuff. Your cat did that too, but he bit hard. Oh. One of my cats, like, he liked to chew on your fingers, and if you let him chew too long, he would get really into it, and it could hurt. But most of them are just like, you know, playful. You ready to go for a spin? You ready to go for a spin? There we go. Won't go too fast. That way you can see Kiba in all of his glory. Living the life, yep. Yeah. He's been so mad at me. I've been giving him medicine every day, twice a day, and he just looks at me with such a horrible look on his face, like I've kicked him whenever I give him his medicine. I know, his tail didn't get too dirty this time. Oh, your cat, like, he grew up as a singleton kitten. He didn't have a buddy to help teach him how to bite and keep his friends. No, he's not had a summer trim. It's not really been that horribly hot. Plus, I mean, he's old, and I don't know if I really want to traumatize him. Everybody, like, whenever I've taken him, they say he's not bad at all, but still. And seriously, because he's not 22 pounds anymore, he grooms himself better. So I don't know. We might do it once more, especially if he gets bad. Because for years we've had him, we've shaved him for the summer, taken him to the groomer. Plus, it's always funny when you call a groomer about a cat, because it's the exact same no matter which one I call. It's like, hey, do you still groom cats? And they're like, yes, we do, yes. like he's been there before. He's been groomed before. And they give him a little bow tie. And sometimes they just leave a little poof on the end of his tail. oh yeah, no, though he's very demanding. I mean, he is a lap cat. If you're sitting down at the computer chair, like that's where he's gonna come. He would prefer it if somebody would let him like sit and cuddle all day long. Yeah, they unpack the full body armor. Though actually, he's really not that bad because he doesn't flail or anything. The first time we did it was because he was an outside cat and he'd just gotten into something nasty and he was on his back. And so we decided to, well, either we're gonna have to try to give this cat a bath, or maybe we can just like cut off the little bits that are matted down. And we ended up getting the pair of clippers out, and we had like long sleeve shirts, we had big oven mitts, and we had our armor on, and he just sat there and purred and let us trim him. So then we took him to a groomer's and apologized for the state that he was in and said, can you just shave him? He really, I think he dislikes the process more because of all the other animals that are around and barking, and that's more stressful to him than I think the actual shaving. Buddy. Wow, it's bath time for Minnie over here. Now, Kiba, I'd like to have my wheel back. Are you telling me it's time to be done for the day? Or are you saying it's time for kitty cuddles and treats? we're going to be packing up for our show again tomorrow. Our boxes finally came back in. We have these like custom boxes that we've ordered that fit our mugs perfectly and have a little window in them. And we've been out of them for like at least over a month now. So like when we went to Maryland, we didn't have any of them, so we just packed everything in bubbles like we used to. But they're ready, so Daniel's gonna go pick them up tomorrow. Gonna have 2,500 of them. Thank you, buddy. Now I've just got cat hair everywhere because Kiba is a dandelion. He's like, just sends white fur everywhere as soon as you touch him. You're gonna cuddle. Well, y'all, I can't do anything else. I'm done. The wheel has been taken over. So much purring, yes. And that tail. We got Minnie over here too, but you can't see her anymore. Just an ear. Am I a quitter? It's just turned into a cat petting stream. It's better content anyway. He only has half a tail, but he can still manage to dip it in the water bucket. Thank you, buddy. Wow, Wonder Hamster. I didn't know it was that important. Oh, buddy. Oof. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're like, you're not going to put him over here, are you? Minnie's like, ooh, it's treat time. There's just nothing but purrs going on here. The jealousy is palpable, yeah. They will cuddle, but not all the time. Can I have part of my wheel? He's like, ooh, the keyboard, it's finger chomping time. That's what he'll do if I'm even at my regular computer, is he'll get up here and try to chomp my fingers as I type. Yes. Let's go see, I think Positively Crafty, if my mouse will work. Okay. But they are doing some beadwork. So we're going to go say hello to them. There we go, buddy. So guys, thanks for watching. We got our mugs assembled and then made a few more, and then I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully doing more throwing after we get everything packed up again. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit as Kiba's tail takes over the camera. And I will see y'all later. Have a good evening. Here we go. What did you do?